Thank you so much for coming and talking with us today about your TED Talk that you're going to be presenting. And we're just going to hop right in with the questions here. So, can you tell me just a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, so my name is Leena Sarhan. I'm currently a junior at Boston University. I am doing a dual degree in Human Physiology and Journalism. I'm currently on the pre-med track. I was born and raised in Salem, Massachusetts, so up north of Boston, but I'm originally Palestinian, so I'm Palestinian-American.
Awesome. What got you interested in this topic?
Yeah, so it's a lot of it just stems from my identity and personal experiences that I've had to navigate growing up in the United States. And then I think uniquely just being Palestinian and how that identity can be stigmatized or politicized in a way. Um, so I guess my talk touches a lot on um, being able to reclaim your identity when it feels like there's external judgments on that specific case.
Hmm, totally. So, what do you hope that people will learn from your topic? What do you want them to know, and what do you hope that the TED Talk will take away? Like they'll take away from seeing your TED Talk.
Yeah, so essentially, I think one of the big things in my TED Talk is that I'm trying to address the fact that I feel like we've been in sort of a limbo in terms of change towards like equity. And I touch a little bit about how inclusivity is not the same as actual change for representing folks and getting especially people of color into positions where they're a deciding factor in like companies and institutions. And so I talk about how we sort of need to, as a collective, reclaim our identities and take up space in a way that's meaningful so that we can create productive change towards like equity in our society. And so I think the main thing I want people to take away, or more so, is just reflect on themselves and their current positions in life and who they are, and if they really feel like um, they are doing what they set out to do, which I feel like for a lot of people that is to create change in the world and to create a better world. And then thinking about how can we mobilize our identities and mobilize the stories that we have to share to create that change. So I think that's a big thing that I want people to just at least reflect on themselves and hopefully apply that to a broader landscape.
That's great. Yeah. And in terms of just, your next steps, maybe with this topic or, what you recommend other people do, what do you think are some actual steps people can take or that you're going to take in regards to this?
Yeah, I mean, I also talk about this in my TED Talk, but I think it's primarily just like we need to get more comfortable with sharing our stories and especially for identities that are marginalized and politicized, as I mentioned, it's really important to share your story, share your ancestor's story, and let the people around you know um, like who you are and what your background is, because I think that's when we can start actually considering voices in a meaningful way. So I think with this, I talk about how I sort of began doing that within like the past 2 years or so with like community activism and organizing work like that. So I think it's just if you're not connecting with your community in that aspect, more so of like finding other ways to be in spaces where you can share about yourself and just even if in the slightest make a contribution to um, like your local community and tell your story in that aspect or bring it to your institution, like your schools, your workplace, and just start telling stories about yourself and about who you are and instead of letting society, I guess, make judgments for you and for your identity.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We are so excited to hear your story and to have you on our TED Talk panel. And yeah, thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.